is absolutely insane. The waves are getting really, really big, and the rain is getting harder and harder. So look at the spines on this thing. Ready? He's gonna go right in. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. We got the nets, we got an aquarium, and we got a whole bunch of tide pools around me right now. It's actually very early in the morning and the first time we've been out this early tide pool searching. So we may run into some different creatures, but you're probably wondering, why do you have an aquarium? Well, we're actually gonna be making a tide pool aquarium. So pretty much we are gonna be searching all these tide pools and seeing what cool creatures we can find. And then if we find anything cool, we're gonna be putting it in the aquarium. Let's go searching. We got to get some water in this thing, so when we do find something cool, we can go right into the tide pool aquarium. This is actually going to be so sick. I'm pretty sure we'll catch some things, but once we do, putting them in here and then just seeing like everything in one little clear aquarium like this, I think will look pretty epic, because usually we use buckets and you can't really see them that well. So we're going to see what cool things we can catch.
Where?
Right here. Oh my, dude, that's a tarpon scale. Holy cow. Look at the size of that fish scale right there. That is I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure, that is a tarpon scale. So right now is the mullet run. So there's tarpon feeding on mullet, which is a bait fish, all along these beaches right now. This probably just washed up and got stuck in one of the tide pools, but this right here is a giant tarpon scale. That is so sick. Look at there's probably, everywhere you step, there's a tide pool. So just imagine what we don't see. Oh, right here. Starfish, look at him. He's like half buried. That is so sick, right in the tide pool. Look at that. He's like barely buried, where he's just poking out just a tad bit to where we can see him. But I'm not sure what kind of starfish this is. Probably just a common starfish. And there's a lot of these guys in Jupiter, but it's pretty rare to find them. So this is pretty sick, and we're definitely adding it to the tide pool aquarium. If you guys know, we usually find the big old orange ones when we're diving, but I never usually find little ones like this. We're gonna get them in the water quick, just because it's not the best thing for them to be out exposed to the air. And then I'll put a little sand in the bottom so he can actually bury himself. Look deep up in here, dude, because underneath these rocks, oh, coral banded shrimp right here, I knew it. Look at this, right under these rocks. Holy cow, we got waves coming up. This is insane. He's so deep under there. Look at this.
Oh, I didn't even see him.
Little coral banded shrimp, dude. Oh no, no, come here. Oh, that is so dope. Look at that, right out of a little tide pool. We got a coral banded shrimp. These guys are pretty also common in Jupiter, but I mean, if you don't see them every day, it's definitely a cool creature. We're gonna get this little guy in the tide pool aquarium, along with our starfish, and I think he'll add a lot of color to the tank. Look at how sick that is. And I probably will add some rocks in the very end, just decorate it a little bit, maybe just, yeah, we'll scape it a little bit, not too much, because we're probably not going to be keeping anything. We're literally making this tide pool aquarium, seeing what we can catch while we're here, put them all into the aquarium, and then at the very end, we'll release everything. Let's keep going. Dude, there's definitely something living up in this hole. It goes deep in there, and that's where a lot of invertebrates and stuff. I'm doing this just to see if maybe one comes out, but I don't think there's anything in there. Look at all the little fish in the tide pools right now. Whole bunch of little baby sergeant majors and gobies. You'd see one right there. They are very tiny, so it is hard to see, and even catching them is harder. Come look at this. Why is the sand like that, or is it just the waterfall? Well, look at that. There's a rock. I'm gonna add that to the tide pool aquarium. I think that would be pretty cool. Dude, I wanna see if we can find maybe little crabs or something, little emerald crabs. That would be cool for the aquarium. Is that a seaweeder? Oh, got me. Looks very close to the seaweeder. Sea cucumber. But it's not, it's a rock. Oh, sea urchin, let's go. As I'm talking about a sea cucumber, a sea urchin, dude. He's like half out of the water. Look how majestic that is. That is crazy, just nature. I mean, honestly, that's a live animal right there. You would not expect it, but look at him slowly moving. He's like half out of the water and he's half in. You gotta be very gentle with this thing and very careful too, but right there is a spiny sea urchin. Really, really cool looking. So we got a coral banded shrimp, a starfish, and a spiny sea urchin. And these are all tide pool creatures and pretty common to find, but we're gonna keep going and see if we literally been here for like probably an hour and we've already found 3 pretty sick things. So we're gonna keep looking, see what else we can add to this thing. Oh, arrow crab right here. Little arrow crab. He's like tucked under this rock right here. So cool. These guys are really cool looking. They're like sea spiders. Think of it like that. Literally an underwater spider, but we're gonna get him out here, get him in the tide pool aquarium. Look at that, dude. Look at him just crawling. Blue claws on him. That is awesome, bro. The fact that you're like just catching him in little bodies of water like this makes it so much cooler. There you go, buddy. Come here. Got him. We're getting him in the tide pool aquarium. Also, if you're new to this channel, we do tide pool searching a lot. It's kind of like a series on this channel. And what happens with these tide pools is that these are all usually covered by water, but when the tide goes out and becomes low tide, the water ends up getting stuck and there's just little pocket pools along with the sea creatures. They end up getting stuck until that tide can rise back up again, and then they go back out to the reef. Also guys, I wanted to ask you, comment down below a cool place that we can travel to and do another series of tide pool searching, but like in a different Holy cow! Hang on! Bro, that was the biggest wave. Look at the waves right now. They're insane. But what I was saying was, if there's a cool location that we can travel to and do tide pool searching just like we do here in Florida, but a different location and different creatures, let us know in the comments down below and we'll make that happen. Holy cow, boys. Well, we got a storm coming, so we're gonna have to take a little pause on the tide pool searching. This is absolutely insane. The waves are getting really, really big, and the rain is getting harder and harder, so let's run. Ah! All right, we're back out here. Storm just passed. It was about an hour long, but we do have another storm approaching probably in the next 30 minutes, so we really have to hurry here. Our tide pool aquarium is looking awesome. We got our sand sifter star in the back there. We got our black spiny sea urchin, which is really, really cool. We got our arrow crab, and then lastly, we got our coral banded shrimp. We still got a whole bunch of tide pools to search, and we got some people actually doing it right now. So what we're gonna do is head down that way and see what else we can find. What is that? What is an octopus? Bro, an octopus! He's crawling on the land right now. Look at that. Don't let him get out. Don't let him get away. That is literally perfect for the tide pool aquarium. Look at this. Bro, he was going from this tide pool over to this tide pool, and you can see his little tracks in the sand. Look at that. Our first ever tide pool octopus. Oh my gosh. I have no clue what kind. Probably just a common Florida octopus. But look at that, dude. Insane. That is so sick. All right, let's get him in the tide pool aquarium. Bro, this definitely just made the aquarium, guys. We literally, Ty was over there, I was walking up, and I just saw something slowly moving, but he blended in with the sand, so it looked like it was almost like a sand sifter star. But nope, a whole octopus right here. Look at that. Ready? He's gonna go right in. Boom. Dude, look how sick that is. Oh my. Bro, he's in the rock. Look at him. Look how sick this is. He's going inside the rock right now. He's gonna try to like blend in, but look how good he blends it with the sand. You can't even tell that there's an octopus right there. I am so stoked right now, you have no clue. That is rare, really rare. Everything that we found today is pretty common, but that octopus, that is not common. And it may have to do with the fact that it just rained and it's like an overcast, it's early morning. We don't usually run into octopus, but today we did. We got him for our tide pool aquarium. Let's do like one by one. We'll release everything. Dude, the octopus, trust me guys, you're probably wondering like, why aren't you keeping him? Well, one, we already have an octopus. Two, like I said, they're very, very smart creatures. And they're just like, if you catch one out of the wild, it's not the best to keep him in captivity because they'll end up getting depressed and stressed out and then probably not doing that well and not being healthy. So we're not gonna take the chances of this guy dying. We're gonna release them all back into all these tide pools to live the rest of their life. We'll go with the arrow crab first. Look at that. And I'm gonna take the octopus out so you guys can get a real good view on him. I just didn't want him to get away before, but right there is an arrow crab. And we'll put this guy right in this tide pool. And you'll see all these little creatures and stuff, once the tide gets higher, all these tide pools are pretty much underwater and they'll move from tide pool to tide pool. Kind of like he's doing right now. Next up, we got our black spiny sea urchin. This guy is really, really cool. I mean, look at the spines on that thing. Insane. We're gonna toss him back right here and let him do his thing. He'll probably just move all around. And like I said, the tide's gonna rise, so he'll be able to go into other tide pools. Look at the octopus right here on the rock. Oh, that is awesome, bro. He's a big, dude, he's big. He's probably one of the biggest octopus I've ever caught and seen. Little coral banded shrimp. The colors on these things are awesome. Put him right next to our sea urchin. Look, we literally got a little tide pool aquarium. Like this little tide pool right here is gonna have a whole bunch of invertebrates in it. Next up, we got our starfish, our sand sifter star. Place this guy right there in the sand. I'm sure he'll bury himself and live a happy starfish life. And to save the best for last, we got our octopus. There he is right on the side of the glass. He looks really, really cool. I'm honestly so stoked and surprised that we caught an octopus, especially while doing a tide pool aquarium. This topped it off and this made the video for sure. So we're gonna get this guy out and release him back into the wild. All right, here he goes, right back into the tide pool. And like I was telling you guys, we are gonna be releasing him just because they are very, very smart animals and he'll be able to live a happy life out here. There he goes. He'll probably go right up into that little hole. We're gonna let him be, let him go his way. But that wraps up today, guys. Tide pool aquarium was a success. We caught an octopus along with a whole bunch of other creatures. And with that being said, we'll see y'all in the next one. See ya!